Good to go?
Yeah.
Jack and Jimmy, we've given them Jimmy Balderston at Ghost Note Recording Studios, who's done the bulk of the recording for the album. We've given them the liberty to act as a producer.
I love what Jimmy does with his productions, and I love his kind of raw polish type of approach to things, and his big natural bombastic tones and stuff. All of us coming from the metal background, you have a tendency to treat studio time like a production line or something. We wanted to take a completely different approach to that and kind of make something that represented how we played and represented who we are as musicians, even if it is a bit flawed. And Jimmy was really good at bringing that out in us.
It was a bit more of a different experience, I think, for all of us, because we've never been produced like that before, and we all had to sit back a bit and go, all right, put our faith in Jimmy and see what happens.
Jimmy's so pedantic with his drum sounds, in the best way possible. I think he tore my kit down 3 times just to move the snare until it was sitting in the right spot in the room so that everything sounded the way he could hear it. One of the things Jimmy did was he ripped off the resonant heads of the toms, so we went with a concert tom kind of sound, and it sounds awesome. Something I've always wanted to sort of explore. Yeah, I like that.
Make of the fuck, he fucked up. Did you see the fuck up?
Made of the fuck.
Yeah, make the
fuck up, but the way he did.
Yeah, very well put.
Jimmy's always got ideas, maybe just try it this way or something different. There's a couple of bits where Jimmy got us to track some extra bass, like I'd play the normal bass line and we just, underneath it, rang out bass chords with a lot of thick fuzz on it, and when that was sort of happening, I was like, whoa, this is big. Plug that into a big PA and you could use it for demolition. It was sounding fucking huge.
Did he tell you what he's playing with the Cavs?
Like,
one-on-one.
Yeah, Tonehenge, he was calling it.
I always try and be as prepared as I can. But because I had Jimmy producing me, usually I'm producing myself, or your own worst critic. So that's not good enough. Do it again. This, that, and the other thing. And there was a lot of that But then there was a lot of takes where I was like, oh, I don't know if that was good enough. And Jimmy was like, no, that's fucking perfect, man. There's a live vibe in there. It's got a bunch of feeling to it. Leave it in. Let's keep going. Yeah, I like it. It's got character because in the take, like if I was doing it, I'd probably be like, nah, just do that little bit and that little bit.
It's crunchy.
This is how we play the songs. Let's record it that way. That's how the take sounds, and definitely experimenting, with a lot of different sounds and guitars and effects and things like that, just to color certain parts.
He gets pretty excited about old kind of vintage rare gear, and he got us pretty excited on that. And we're using a lot of that throughout the album, like weaving in old HM2s and C2s and big muffs and rats and Pog distortions and like all of these kind of different kind of ear candies and textures and flavors. We kind of went nuts with. And
This was a fun one.
That's cool.
Yeah. What was that?
there's just like doing this with that carbon copy echo.
Oh yeah.
No, we used a space echo.
Oh well, yeah, we did. We used a space echo.
With a space
Yeah.
echo.
And we drove it with the tube screamer, I think.
That's cool. Inspiration will spark it at a certain moment, and he'll be like, "Oh, fuck! I gotta go get this. I'll go get this pedal. Hang on a sec, or I'll get this amp, and this is what we need to use here." All right, no worries, man. Whatever you reckon.
This one is like a big muff and a rat.
Sure,
So it's big and fat and sustainy, but also bright and tearing.
sure.
It's
It's
just-
just as fucking savage as both of them, or is
Yeah.
it cool?
This
It's
thing's
not
wild.
like a cleaner version.
No, this thing is berserk.
Death is a great equalizer! Blind to your philosophy!
Well, Tom ended up kind of deciding that he might be more comfortable doing vocals with me, and we'll kind of, we've worked together a fair bit before, Tom and I, and we work together really well. I know his voice, and he's an amazing singer.
Me and Jack work really well together. So anything that we wanted to trial, say like putting lows with highs at the same time, we had the freedom to really take some time into going down that avenue, and we pulled some really good sounds working together. Yeah, he knows how to make you feel comfortable, and yet, well, that's a very important thing with me. I'm only going to get my best performance out if I'm comfortable where I'm doing it. And so that was the perfect place to do it, and it gave us our own result.
Like watching all these dog questions, but they aren't dog questions, they're dog food questions. That takes the discretion out of assessing the situation on its merit.
The vocals sound awesome. I really like the vocals, and I guess I'm biased, but I feel like Tom's really pushed himself. Everybody's really pushed themselves. The drums are super swingy, and I like that.
Like having those little bits of humanity, a human element to the recording, as well as the really big organic live sounds, the huge guitar tones, I think it's all going to feed into this real perfect storm that's falling twilight with this album.
I alternate between having favourite songs on the album, and it's almost every time we add a new layer or recording bit, I'm like, oh, this is the best song on the album.
Trying suppose experimenting new things, sitting back and listening to it, holy fuck, that sounds awesome. That's one of my favourite parts. Yeah, goosebumps and shit just there.
I really think that what we've been able to achieve in terms of the album has been not just a good metal album, but a great album.
I like that we really made something that I kind of grew up really wanting to do, which is kind of make something with a lot of textures and colours and have fun with the musicality of it as opposed to the technicality, and always being focused on getting it right and making it super tight and super metal. As opposed to doing that, we kind of focus more on the fun musicality of it, and it was super rewarding to do that. I think
I'm stoked with how it's come out. It's got a really live vibe to it, and it's going to be cool. I can't wait to hear what you think about it.
I think you see with this album that it's a lot more sophisticated than the last two releases, and there's a lot more going on, and it's a lot more refined, and I think it will hold together, and the songs, whilst in typical Shatter Brain fashion will have lots of different elements to it, they're probably holding together a bit more coherently as songs, and even coherently as a whole body of music, so I'm really excited for people to hear it.